God is just awesome. And all morning I've been just in awe of him. I understand now that he's a king. He wants us to realize that he's a king. We're in a state where we have a president, but we need to understand. The Lord says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your minds. Okay, I'm going to tell you something about my enslavement. My enslavement was to my ignorance. I was ignorant for so long. And I was wondering why the scripture, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. I heard it, and I began to get angry. The Lord revealed to me that you're getting angry because you no longer want to tolerate your ignorance.
Amen.
See, as long as we tolerate something, it never changes.
Amen.
It will never change. He showed me when he led the children out of Israel. He led them out of Israel. You know, it only takes 52 days to go from Egypt to Israel. It took them 40 years. Why? Because their mindset. There's nobody that was exposed to more signs and wonders and miracles. They had food fall out the sky for 40 years.
Hallelujah.
Water come out of a rock for 40 years.
How?
They was exposed to the signs and wonders of God, but yet they made false idols. Their minds never changed. You see, before there was anything, there was God. And everything came from the mind of God. Everything. That shows you how powerful your mind is. But it's not until God spoke it that it came into existence. When he says, be ye transformed by the renewing of his mind, he wants us to, it's like he showed me a seed. A seed that I had no idea what it was going to become. But yet I saw an apple tree come from it. I saw banana tree, all kinds of things come from this simple seed. He showed me that he puts inside of everything he created what it would take and the ability to become what he created it to become. There's a purpose.
Yes, Lord.
There was a purpose for Christ coming, and that was because Adam had fallen away from God. And he came to restore the kingdom of God back on the face of the earth. And that's which he gave us authority to rule his kingdom. And when God put us in a place to do something, he puts everything in us that gives us the ability to do it. So don't doubt yourself. He wants us to get to understand that his word alone, he says that he puts his word above his name.
Ooh.
That means there's nothing that he says that he will not fulfill. Nothing.
Hallelujah.
We were thought of in the mind of God before creation, before anything was created. So you know everything that you see now is just being awe because you see God's intention and purpose coming to pass. And he wants us to be in that position, he put us on this earth to reestablish his kingdom. That's what Christ came to do. The cross and the blood, all that was a means to get us back to God. To get us back. And once we're back, we got to begin to do the things that God intended for us to do. And just like the young, he showed me when he led the children out of Israel, and they wandered for them 40 years, and they was exposed to the signs and wonders but the older people's minds didn't change. But what changed was the youth.
Hallelujah.
The youth was seeing God do all these things and wondering why their parents wasn't going into the promised land. Are you doubting God after you see all this?
Hallelujah.
And when they saw all that, 40 years was a generation back then. It was the next generation that went to the promised land. That's why God says in the last days, young men shall have visions. Old men will dream dreams. And women will prophesy. Why? He does things in order. Even when he created woman, he knew that he was going to send his son through a woman. Do you understand that a child's blood never mixes with a mother's blood? Never mixes with the mother's blood. The blood comes from the father. And when he put his Christ inside of Mary, he knew that the blood wouldn't mix, the blood would be pure. because Calvary had to come to pass to get us back to where God intended us to be in the first place.
Amen. Let's give God a hand clap. Hallelujah.